Hi friends, it's Steffi and welcome to another video on my channel. Before I get started, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Steffi Blue Bear. Yes, I don't have makeup on because today I'm going to be doing a basic cosplay makeup video for you guys today. And I didn't want to do an intro with makeup on because I wanted to explain to you guys that about makeup in the cosplay community. My glasses are like glaring. You don't necessarily need to wear makeup if you want to cosplay. I know that there's some people who don't really know how to wear makeup or don't know how to apply it, so they just choose not to. Or there's some people out there who some makeup is super sensitive for their skin, and the ones that are good for their skin are too expensive, so they just choose not to wear makeup because they don't want to risk irritating their skin. And I'm just want to, you know, inform you guys that you definitely do not need to wear makeup to be a cosplayer. That's just an added thing if you wanted to do it. Now, as you guys know, I always put makeup on because I don't really like how I look like, because look, I have like tired bags on my eyes, and I just don't really like how, like, I'm self-conscious about myself, so I choose to wear makeup. And I just think it's fun to wear makeup, but a lot of people don't really like wearing makeup and they are perfectly fine without wearing it. Like, they're confident enough to not wear makeup. So I'm just here to tell you that you are 100% a cosplayer even if you don't wear makeup. And I just want to let you guys know, because I don't want people to be discouraged from cosplaying because they're like, oh well, I need to wear makeup. You absolutely do not need to wear makeup for cosplay. And I just wanted to show you guys a few simple ways, if you decide to wear makeup, to do just simple cosplay makeup for your cosplays. Now, as you guys know, for my cosplays, I do some really complicated, like, not too complicated, but like I go all out for my cosplays. But I didn't always do that for my cosplays. I started cosplaying back in 2015. And my first cosplay I ever did was Stalking Anarchy from Panty and Stocking. And I basically just did simple makeup because back then I didn't know how to do makeup. I just did, like, I don't even think I did my eyebrows back then. I just did eyeliner, maybe a tiny bit of eyeshadow and mascara and lipstick. And that's basically all I did. So I'm going to show you some ways, from simplest to a little bit more complicated ways to do your makeup for cosplay. Okay, so how I used to do my cosplay makeup, which is what a lot of people who start out do. I actually did not do my makeup. I didn't start doing my eyebrows until 2017, so for this first look, I am not going to do my eyebrows. The only thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be just like combing them out because my eyebrows tend to be super crazy at times. So I'm just going to just comb them out a little bit. And then what I would do is, I don't really think I even wore eyeshadow, but the thing that I would usually do is I would just use eyeliner. I would always use a liquid eyeliner. I'm that kind of person who, I can't really use pencil, like, eyeliners. I don't really like to use those things, but if you want to, you could, but I basically just use liquid eyeliner. Now, I usually make the line on my eyes before I do the wing because it's more easier to do it that way, and if you mess up the wing, then you have to do the whole thing over. So I would just recommend to do the line on your eyes first, and then after you do the line on your eyes, then you can make the little, I'm almost out of eyeliner, you can make the little wing part. So if you're starting out doing a wing, I would say just start out with a small wing. But, you know, I like to do dramatic wings, so I'm going to stop right there. And then I'm just going to, like, flick it that way, so it could look like that. And then I'll fill that in. And then after I fill it in, I'll kind of like connect it to the line that I made so it could look like it was meant to do that. So basically like that. Now let me do the other eye. So those are my eyeliners. So the next thing I would do is just curl my eyelashes. I do have long eyelashes, but they're not as curly, so I like to just curl them so they can be curly when I put mascara on. So the next thing I would do after I put on my, or after I curl my eyelashes is I would put on mascara. The only mascara I have right now is a Too Faced Damn Girl mascara. That's the only one I have. But you could use whatever mascara that you really like. It could be like a drugstore one or expensive one, but just use whatever eyeliner that you enjoy wearing. Now this eyeliner, mascara I wear for both cosplay makeup and for my everyday makeup. So it just, you know, doesn't matter what kind of mascara, it's just as long as you have one that you like. There, so I have mascara on. And then the last thing that I would do is put on lipstick. So the lipstick I'm going to be putting on right now is the Benefit Rocket Pop color lipstick. It's like a sort of a pinky, nudie pink, if it like focuses. So it's this like pink, nudie pink, and I'm going to be putting that on my lips. And that's basically what I used to do for my cosplay makeup. I literally would just put on eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. I'll insert some photos of how my cosplays used to look like at the beginning, so you guys can kind of see how I transitioned from simple cosplay makeup to how I do my makeup now. So this is basically what you could do if you want to just wear something simple. Like sometimes having a cat eye for a photo is, you know, perfectly fine. So this is basically like version 1 of what you could do to do your makeup. Now if you want to do a little bit more to it, I'm gonna keep this on, but for someone like me who has dark circles under your eyes and you want to hide that, you could definitely put concealer on. Now I'm going to keep this makeup on. I'm going to put this concealer under my eyes. If you wanted to do an extra step to your simple cosplay makeup, now I need a beauty blender. So this kind of might look a little bit silly on me since I don't have foundation on. I just have my natural skin. It might look a little bit weird because these are very light concealers and my skin is not that light, and you might kind of notice the lightness when I put this on, but it's just an example for another step that you could do to up your like cosplay makeup game. So I'm just gonna like put a little bit underneath, well, I'm gonna put some underneath my eyes like this. Usually I'll put like a V shape, but honestly just put some underneath your eyes like that. And then I use a beauty blender, but you could use a brush or your fingers if you want to. But you're just gonna dab that in like this. See, it kind of looks weird because this concealer is definitely too like bright for me, but I'm gonna put some powder on to set it, because I feel like when you put powder on top of like foundation or concealer, it definitely helps to set it and make it look more matte if you're going for more of a matte look. The powder I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the color Classic Ivory. I'm actually almost done with this too. I might need to get another one. But basically you're just going to take like a powder brush. I like having like kind of a flat one, and applying that underneath where you put your concealer to set it. So if you want, you could definitely put this all over your face too if you're looking kind of shiny. I'm definitely looking kind of shiny, so you don't need to have foundation on in order to put this kind of powder on. I definitely like to do this when I look a little bit oily, so you could just apply this to your face when you don't have foundation. Just especially when you want to take a professional photo with a photographer and you don't want to look shiny, you can definitely use setting powder or any kind of powder in general to set your face so it won't look too shiny when you take a photo. That's look number 2 with added concealer, and you can kind of tell between the before and after how it kind of hides the dark circles under my eyes. Now yes, you can still see the bags under my eyes. I can't do anything to hide that. But look, the sun's coming out. I can't do anything to hide the bags under my eyes, but it definitely hid the dark circles a little bit. So that is another thing that you can do if you don't want to put like a whole face of makeup. You could just put a little bit to you know, just for when you want to wear a cosplay. That's just like a simple look you could do. One thing that I also wanted to mention is that doing cosplay, doing makeup this simple for a cosplay does make it easier for people who wear glasses. Now yes, I do wear glasses. As you can see, I need glasses to see. Wearing glasses for this look makes it easier to wear glasses because you won't get like foundation or anything like stuck to your glasses like right here. Now my glasses are pretty big, so they touch my cheeks anyways, but for people who have thinner glasses, it will be easier for people who need to see, like people who can't wear contact lenses or too scared to wear contact lenses, who need to wear their glasses to walk around and see. It's just easier to do their cosplay makeup like this with barely anything on, so they could just take off their glasses and just have a photo shoot. So it's a good trick for glasses wearers. So this last step, I'm going to do a full face of makeup. So the first thing that I'm going to be using is the eyebrow powder. This is my favorite eyebrow powder to use. As you can see, I have like a dent in it, and like, if you can kind of see because of the sun, the dent, I have a dent in it because I like use it all the time. And I'm going to be using an angled brush for this. So I'm using, I actually got this on eBay, but it is the, it's like a Tarte brush, and it has like a spoolie at the end, and then it has like a angled brush. So I use this brush all the time for my eyebrows. Like I don't use any other brush, it's just this. Hopefully the sun doesn't ruin it. So then, you know how I do my eyebrows. I basically just trace my eyebrows. Well, actually I'm gonna just comb it out a little bit just so it could be a little bit more tame. And then I'm gonna just trace my eyebrows. See, so after I trace my eyebrows, then I start to fill it in. So I usually start filling it in from the middle. And then I just do the little tail part of my eyebrow. And then I start going more forward with my eyebrows. I try not to use more, I try to use whatever products is left over on the brush to do the beginning part, because I want to brush it out to make it look more of a transition, kind of like looking eyebrow. So after I fill in my eyebrow, I use the end of the spoolie. And then I just brush out this part. And by brushing it out, it kind of gives it a more natural look. As you can see, this part is getting more lighter, and it looks like more natural. And that's how I kind of like my eyebrows. You can definitely do your eyebrows however you want, but this is how I do mine. So after I fill in my eyebrows, I use a concealer. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm going to be dabbing a little bit, or a lot of it, underneath my eyebrows like this. And the reason why I do this is because I like to shape my eyebrows a little bit just to make it more crisp and clean in presentation. And I even do this with my regular everyday makeup. So I just take a flat brush. This one's kind of getting real old and like weird, but I just take this like a small brush and I just trace out the bottom of my eyebrow. And then I like clean up the bottom part of my eyebrow. Now usually I do not do the top part because I want my eyebrows to look as natural as possible. So I used to trace out the top of my eyebrows, but that started to look a little bit too fake, I guess, because I kind of did it weird. But I just only do the bottom part now. After I use a brush to kind of blend that all out, then I start to use my fingers to blend it out even more, so it could just be more blendy and even. And then I kind of like go like this, and I like kind of push some of the tiny bit of concealer left up a little bit, just so it kind of like fixes the middle area. Same concealer I used before, and I'm going to be dabbing that onto my eyelids to prime my eyelids, because I think that concealer is a pretty good way to prime. Now you could use primers like the Too Faced eyeshadow primer or the Urban Decay one, and I used to use that definitely, but I like concealer because I feel like when you put concealer, it's kind of like a base, like kind of like a white, not a white, but it's kind of like you're painting like a white or a brighter layer on your eyes for the eyeshadow to stick to and like to be brighter. So that's why I prefer concealer over eyeshadow primer nowadays. Now I know that when it comes to makeup, not a lot of people know what kind of brushes to use, and I definitely don't 100% know which brush is for what, but I just say that just use whatever brush you want. It doesn't matter, it's makeup is makeup. You don't have to be professional to do makeup. So I'm going to be using this brush. It's more like a packer brush than it is a blendy brush, but I decided to make this video when all of my makeup brushes are dirty. So the first color I'm going to be using is this color Hide and Seek, and it is like a very light brown color, and I'm going to be applying that to my crease. So I'm going to be just like right here. Now it's a really light color, so you might want to just take your time and pack this to the lid, but it's good to have at least one color as a transition color, because trust me, it's going to look better. Now I'm going to use another brush just to blend that out a little bit. So you just want to blend out the edges. See how much more blended that looks than this side? So that's why you just want to like blend out the edges. So I'm going to be going in with the color Flip Out, which is more warmer toned brown. And I'm going to be taking the same brush I used before. But if you don't have a lot of brushes, you could just use the same brush. And I'm just going to put that like right here. Same thing that we did before with the other color, but not as high as I did, because with the lighter color I went like over here, but with this darker color I'm just gonna stay within kind of like the crease area where my eyelid meets the crease, and just apply that right here. Can you kind of see the difference, how it looks a little bit darker here than on that side? So that makes a whole lot of difference. Now make sure that you also blend that out. Can you tell how blending it out makes a difference from this side? So you always want to make sure that you blend. You don't have to be the best at blending, but just blending out a tiny bit makes a whole difference, you know, when it comes to makeup. Now you don't have to blend if you don't want to. You can do makeup however you want. But I'm just giving you some tips on how to do just a simple makeup look for your cosplay. So the last color I'm going to be taking is I'm going to be taking the color Swoop, which is the darkest brown in the color. And I'm going to be taking a really small pencil brush to apply that. So I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner right here. I'm just adding a tiny bit to the crease over here, not too much. And can you also tell the difference between this eye and that eye, how that color makes? So it's more, it's kind of like a brown smoky eye, but not really. And again, you're going to want to blend all of that out. Here. This color I want to take is the color Break Free, which is kind of like this shimmery kind of a shimmery color, and I'm gonna put that on my eyelid, like right here. I'm using a flat brush to do that. Now if the color doesn't come out on your brush, you could definitely wet it with like a setting spray, but I think this is fine. That looks, so could you tell the difference between the eye? How this one has a little bit of shimmer on the eye. You definitely don't have to use shimmer. You could use just like a matte white tannish color, but I'm just gonna use the shimmer one. And then once again, blend that out. So just the edges. And there you go. So next I'm going to be putting on my foundation, and the foundation, actually I never used to wear foundation in my everyday makeup until I started doing cosplay photo shoots. So my very first cosplay photo shoot I did was Christmas Diva back in 2017, and that kind of launched me starting to use foundation not only in cosplay but in just regular everyday makeup. So the first foundation, and I still use to this day, is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the color Buff Bisque. This is the very first foundation I ever used for cosplay and for my everyday makeup, and it's really cheap. It's like what, $5, $4 or $5 at Walgreens, so it's a really affordable foundation to use. So I highly recommend this foundation. I think this is a matte one, I'm not 100% sure, but I know they recently came out with a dewy one, but this one just comes with like a paddle. So what I do is I just like put that on my face like that. You could put as little or as much as you want on. And I also highly suggest that you put makeup on your neck. It just helps to make sure that your foundation is blended to your neck. So if you want to put foundation on your ears, you could, but I don't really like how that feels, so I don't do that. Now, I used to blend out my foundation with a foundation brush, but I started using a beauty blender because it doesn't show any like makeup brush strokes, so you just like dab the foundation in. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is putting on a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. And I'm just gonna like put some of that underneath. Now I like putting concealer underneath my eyes because not only does it help to brighten my eyes, but I have dark circles because I'm always tired. So that helps to hide some of the dark circles. But you don't need to use concealer if you don't want to. You could definitely use foundation to put underneath your eyes and then that could be done. But I'm one of those people who like to put concealer, so that's what I am going to do. Is put some concealer underneath my eyes. Now I use the Beauty Blender, the thin side, to dab my concealer in. Concealer is also a good way to kind of cut crease or like kind of cut the area right here where your eyeshadow meets, just to clean it up a little bit. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is putting on some powder. Now the powder, I usually like go back and forth with different powders. I only have two. So I'm gonna be using for this the Maybelline Fit Me matte and poreless powder in the color 120 Classic Ivory. I'm almost done with it, as you can see, and I just use like a flat, I like using the flat powder brushes, and the first thing I apply this is the under eye area because that's the area that tends to crease the most. So I always just dab it underneath, so then also like during the day when I sweat or like it won't be too greasy because I want it to look as matte as possible. So I put that underneath my eyes. I definitely put some on my nose because my nose tends to also be greasy during the day. And then I put some on my forehead because again my forehead tends to be greasy throughout the day as well. And then on my chin, which is another area of my face that tends to be greasy throughout the day, my upper lip. You could do it all over your face, like over your cheeks, like a light coating. And then I also put some underneath my neck where I also put the foundation just to set it so it won't move as much when you're wearing your cosplay, just to set it. I'll be taking like an angled brush that looks like this. It's just like a flat angled brush, and I'm gonna be going in with the color Hide and Seek, which is the lightest color right here. And I'm going to be putting that on my under eyes. I'm going to be putting that like like underneath right here. Like right here. So you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but as you guys know, this is kind of like my thing. I like putting makeup underneath my eyes too. Blending that out with the brush that I used to blend earlier. And now I'm going to be taking the darkest color, which is Swoop, which is right here. And I'm also going to be putting that on top of the color underneath, but I'm not going to go all the way. I'm just going to stick with this tiny corner right here. And that's how far I'm going to go. And then I might blend up a little bit just to transition that with the eye. Again, blend that out with the same brush. So I'm going to be taking the color Nocturnal, which is this color, and I'm going to be using that to highlight my brow bone. Now, you don't have to do this, but I just really like doing this just to like highlight my brow bone and make it look more cool looking, I guess you could say, like more nice. You could tell the difference between the highlighted brow bone on this side versus this side. You could definitely tell what's highlighted. So I'm just using like a flat brush, but you could use whatever brush you want to highlight the brow bone. Now I'm going to go in with the eyeliner. So I'm going to try to do the smallest wing I could do, because again, a lot of people don't know how to do a wing, and doing a super long dramatic wing is going to be too complicated. So I'm just going to try and do a small wing. Now I'm going to be curling my eyelashes and applying my mascara. I'm going to be using a very small, again, angled brush, and I'm going to be applying that to the inner corners of my eyes. Now again, you don't have to do this, but I like doing this because I like just highlighting my inner corner, so I'm applying that here. You see how pretty that looks? That also kind of opens up your eye a little bit. So compare this eye to this eye, you can see the difference. And that's why I really like doing an inner corner highlight like that, because it opens up your eyes. So again, you don't have to do it. You do not have to do this words. But if you want to, you definitely could. It kind of is really beneficial when it comes to cosplay. So I'm going to be applying a little bit of bronzer. I'm using the Wet n Wild You're Dragging Me Down from the Dragon collection they had. It's like the lightest shade sort of. And just applying that. Now again, you don't have to do this if you don't like contouring. But I kind of like doing it. So just a little bit like that. So the last thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting on some lipstick. Again, you could put whatever color lipstick you want. I know a lot of people like to put red, but I'm putting on like a very natural pink lipstick on because especially when it comes to cosplay, I just think that pink is a really nice color. So it's the color I'm using is the Benefit Racket Pop. It's a very creamy lipstick. And there you go. There is your simple cosplay makeup. Now there's some things that you could add if you wanted to, like some highlight. I have this highlight right here. It has two like natural toned highlights, as you could tell which one's my favorite. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. You could use whatever brush you want, but I'm gonna use the natural pink color and apply that to my cheeks, right like that. You want to make sure you put your highlight here and not like here. Like on your upper cheekbones is where you want to put your highlight. There's one thing that I also forgot to mention is blush. I didn't put blush on because I don't really wear blush that much. But if you are someone who wants to wear blush, I recommend you just, if you are someone who wants to wear blush, I recommend using a fluffy brush. Like I use a lot this powder brush, but you could use whatever kind of brush you want. And I recommend using a light color pink blush. Like this one is like a nice natural color blush, if it wants to focus. And it is in the color Mellow Mauve from e.l.f. Cosmetics. And what you want to do is just take a tiny bit on your brush, and what I like to do is I go like this, so you can see the apples of my cheeks, which is like right here, and just like apply it by swirling it around like this. I don't even know if you can see, but I just like swirling it around. You could definitely just go like that, but to me I just like doing this because I feel like it just gets to the point. If you want to put on your nose, you could, but that's basically how I put blush on. There might be other ways to put blush on, but as you can see, I have like a nice rosiness to my face after I added that blush. So that's only if you want to add blush, but I don't really necessarily always like wearing blush, so I don't put it on. But if you are someone who wants to wear blush for cosplay, you could definitely do that. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So I have like a natural nude, I guess, natural color on my eyes. A really cute pink lipstick. I have a little bit of contour and highlighting on. I have my eyebrows done. So if you want to go all out and just do this look instead of just, if you don't want to just do eyeliner and mascara and lipstick, you can definitely do your eyebrows and do some eyeshadow and do the full on makeup. You definitely do not have to do like a whole different colored eyeshadow thing, or like I don't have fake eyelashes on, so this is everything. This is like the simple look without having fake eyelashes, because I definitely I definitely wear fake eyelashes when it comes to cosplay, but this is a look that you could do if you don't want to do all of that stuff. I know fake eyelashes tend to bother people when they're doing cosplay, so I think this is a really cute, simple look for when you wear cosplay and you want to do something simple, not too complicated, but still look like very natural. So that's that look. Thank you guys for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and comment down below, did this video help you in your cosplay makeup journey? Please let me know. I would really like to know if I helped at least one person with their cosplay makeup. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. You will definitely get a lot more cosplay videos in the future, so please do that for more cos and con videos. And until next time, bye.